everybody. Welcome. Welcome to another story-worthy hour of power plus Story Smash. I'm so excited you guys are here with us tonight. We're going to have an amazing time. I don't know where you guys are, but in LA, the temperature today, it just said the sun. That's what the temperature is. I I have been sweating all day. I've also foregone the black jumpsuit. I'm preferring a dress tonight. So if you're keeping score at home, this does not count as one of my jumpsuits. This is, in fact, a dress. Okay, thank you very much. We've cleared that up. You guys, I've got 4 fabulous storytellers here with me tonight, as I always do. And we're going to get started in just a moment. Make sure everybody gets here, gets seated, get yourself a beverage, park the car, whatever you need to do. I sure hope you have air conditioning, man. Wherever you are tonight, I hope you have air conditioning. And if you're not in California, I hope you get free weed. Wherever you are, I hope you're able to get free weed, because that's a real plus out here. You know, it's like you're an adult, you know? It's like you drive to the weed store and you get weed and then you smoke it. You know, it's like we're grown-ups. It's so exciting. The only problem is the bags of weed or the jar of weed and the child lock stuff, you know, that you can't open the bag or you can't get in there, and it's so frustrating. And I think to myself, what if they treated alcohol like that? You know, like what if there was a padlock on a bottle of Bud Light? Well, we wouldn't have that, would we? Are we adults or aren't we? We are. Let us smoke and let us buy it without the difficulty of opening it up. Thank you very much. Usually I just take the scissors and cut right across the bag. Okay, that's that. I still have a kitten. The kitten is growing, 5 weeks now. She is a terror, as most kittens are. And hopefully tonight she'll be able to come on by and I'll show you guys my new kitten once again. So you guys are going to hear some really funny stories tonight. You might hear a few sad stories, but it's all good because they're all true stories. And in the after show, again, we're playing Story Smash. Blanca Patch is here. Wendy Liebman is also going to be judging, and it's an all play. So if you guys want to spin that wheel, you'll just need to raise your hand, and I'll be happy to call on you. And you too can spin that wheel and play Story Smash. But before that, you guys, we're going to get started right away with our show tonight. This first girl coming up to the stage, she's so sweet. What a wonderful talent she is. And check this out. She used to be a Catholic school teacher. Can you imagine that? And now she is a comedian. It's a natural progression. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I'd like to be a comedian. She is originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and her Midwestern upbringing plays a big part in how she views the world. Her viewpoint is, isn't everybody a good person? Here she is, you guys, my friend, Rachel D. Rachel! Perfect.
Woo! All right, I got it. This is good. Trying to make these Zoom shows like the real thing, right? I've been trying to make Zoom shows like the real thing. Like I've been drinking a lot right beforehand. What else? I've been writing some jokes. The only thing is, it's just not the same because I miss that like live in-person sexual harassment. Like that's been a real problem for me. Like I need attention a lot right now, I think, because I've been dressing up just to go to Ralph's, handing out cucumbers in the produce section. Like, pay attention to me, somebody tell me I'm pretty. I don't know, is this anybody else's experience, just mine? This is my COVID survival story, guys. I did not get COVID, but the story itself is gonna be a lot like COVID, I think. You know, like it's gonna probably go on a bit too long, and when you think it might just be over, there's gonna be about 2 more weeks of this story, at least. I am excited that Target is a thing, and we can go there. I just discovered that my favorite part about Target is shopping in the little boys department. Not because I like little boys, but I do really like their pants. So that's been a blessing in this whole COVID experience. I now know that I should always be shopping in the little boys department. It's been weird. I've just been going out a lot to those 2 places, Ralph's and Target. to see people and not be so lonely. The beginning of COVID, I was dating a guy for a couple months, and he asked me to quarantine with him, which at the time, you know, in his defense, he thought that this was going to last 2 weeks. I think we all thought this was going to last 2 weeks. It did not. And so he went to work every day, and I was still lonely. So I thought, you know what? I could probably be lonely alone. And so then I broke up with a boyfriend, and I moved back home, and immediately, pretty much, I got really sick. And not COVID sick. I wonder maybe if that would have been better. But when I got sick, I was like, wait, it's got to be COVID, because you can't get other sicknesses right now, right? It's just COVID. But I got 101 temperature, and I had to go to the urgent care, and the doctor was pretty worried about me. Not COVID, but pretty worried enough to have to give me a shot in the butt. Not the kind of ass play I was looking for during this quarantine, but I got a shot in the butt, and then I got a ton of meds, and then he told me that I had a kidney infection, which honestly, I was like, can't I just get COVID? I mean, that's the cool sickness that all the cool people get, but no, I got a kidney infection. And on top of that, he was telling me, okay, well, you can't drink caffeine, you can't take any baths, you can't go in any pools, and you can't have sex for 7 days. And honestly, when he told me that, I was like, whoa, wait, how important are your kidneys? Like, maybe, do I necessarily need them? But apparently you do. I Googled that. I don't know if anybody else does this, but when you get sick or a specific sickness, you look it up immediately, right? And become an expert on it. So now I'm an expert on kidney infections, which is cool. I found out that symptoms of a kidney infection are you run hot, you're generally dizzy, and very confused, which confused me because I was like, well, then have I always had a kidney infection? But I finally got over it. It took a long time. I'm finally better. I'm finally feeling better. And I was on a phone call with my family recently, and I told them all about the kidney infection and how I'm better now. And honestly, I kind of wish I'd gotten COVID instead. Probably would have felt better than what I went through. And that's when my dad decided to share with the entire family that he got COVID, and was just gonna tell us when he got better. And I was like, Dad, whoa, like, that's crazy. But we kind of knew he was gonna get COVID. My dad is a real American hero. He is a vet and also a nurse, and he was about to retire from nursing when COVID hit, and then he decided that he needed to serve his country. So he was out there on the front lines and triage units every day, admitting people, and so we knew he was going to get COVID. It was something that we were worried, but we were more worried actually about my mom getting it, because she is the frail one in the family. But he swore that it was not going to be a problem, because after every shift he would come home, get naked, and swim in the backyard pool before he would go inside. And I was like, oh, okay, so pools kill COVID. But he did recover, and the thing is, he actually said to my entire family, don't need to worry, because your mom never got it. So it's not sexually transmitted. And I was like, these are my people. That's when I realized that I'm not alone, like I'm not lonely, because I have a very twisted, funny family that I get to rely on. So that's my COVID survival story. Didn't get COVID, but I am surviving. Thank you.
Wow, Rachel, I can't believe your dad got that. That's terrifying, man.
Well, he was fine. He got it for 3 days.
And how old is your dad?
He's 70.
Oh, wow. How interesting. I'm so glad he's all right, for goodness sake.
I know. Yeah, he's fine.
But Rachel, listen, dude, I only have one kidney. It's very important. You got to have you need the one. You need the one. But you don't want to lose it because then you can't give it away. Like I can't give you my kidney. Even though I really like you, I can't do that.
I didn't know, honestly though, like when he was like, no sex, no drugs, no drinking for 7 days, I legit looked up how important your kidneys are.
Well, they are important. People ask me all the time, like, hey, Christine, do you have to go to the bathroom more often? And I say, no, that's the bladder, the kidney filters. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel.
A lot.
That's right. Thank you so much. You're adorable. Yeah. You're so funny. All right, you guys. This next guy is super interesting, and I'm really, really glad he's on the show. I met him a few years ago, and we worked together on like 4 or 5 projects since. Now, here's the thing. He's incredibly talented as a jazz guitarist. He's also an incredible photographer, like honestly, the best photographer I've ever known. And he's a video maker. And he's been the tech columnist for USA Today for at least 20 years, maybe over 25 years. I'm sure he will share that with us. He's a very creative person all around, and he's my friend. Please welcome Jefferson Graham.
If you think I'm going to tell you how long I've been doing the tech columns at USA Today, no, I'm not going to. You'll just have to guess. But one of the greatest projects was Christine and I walking around Silver Lake on a photo walk. I think we did it a year ago, and we always talked about doing another one, going to Los Feliz. But then COVID happened, and we couldn't go. Neither of us got COVID, but I think after COVID, we're going to do it. Right, Christine? Yes. And I have not gotten COVID, Rachel, though I checked it out 4 times. 4 times I got tested, and 4 times they told me I was negative. The last one, I said, really? And they said, yeah, but I don't believe it because most people that are tested negative are actually positive, and these tests aren't worth it, their paper they're written on. But I don't think I actually got it. And there's no punchline to that story, but that's my COVID story. As for now, right now, it's very hot in Los Angeles. It's 94 degrees. I live by the beach. And so when it was traditionally hot, and it was so hot you could fry an egg on the street, what is it now? You could burn an egg? Tell me. My story today has nothing to do with eggs or COVID, but it does have to do with my father, because on the eve, I'm going to try, let's see what happens here. How's my eye line? On the eve of turning 79, I decided to take a drive to Santa Cruz and visit my father, okay? Because he was getting older and I wanted to go say hi. Little would I know that he would be dead 48 hours later. Yet he was in perfect health. We took a 90-minute walk through the mountains on that Saturday. We had a long lunch, and then I accompanied him back to the house, where after years of rejecting my invite, I finally got him to agree to sit down for 1 hour and talk to me on video about his life. Now, he was, as always, sharper than ever, but as I said, within 48 hours, he would be dead of a heart attack. So there's a moral to this story, is that you never know. You never know when it's going to happen. You never know what's going to hit. You got to live every day like it's your last day, and shoot lots of video, and get your parents on tape. And if it's not your parents, get your wife, your husband, your sister. What's the best way for it to live on is shows like this, and YouTube and home video and whatever we have. That's how, what do we get? We after someone's gone, we have memories, but on tape we have the sound of their voice, we have their facial expressions, and this stuff is priceless. So that week I had interviewed Joan Rivers, and I had mentioned to my father that she seemed really old. She was roughly she was the same age, maybe a little older, but she just seemed to me to be, all the habits were old, all the mannerisms were old. She didn't seem contemporary. But I told my dad that day that he did. He seemed totally on top of it. 90-minute walk, Santa Cruz Mountains, and not slow in any way, in fact, faster than I. And his weakness, now Joan Rivers' weakness was plastic surgery. in a doctor's visit that went awry, while my dad's sin was having poor medical advice in general. More on that in a minute. So there was a Trader Joe's stop where he bought a happy birthday card for my niece, Jana. And then we went back to his house and I set up my video gear. This is, he was about to turn 79. He was best known as a local TV host. He hosted a show called Bay Area Backroads. He had remarried and was living in Santa Cruz, which is a coastal community 70 miles south of San Francisco, raising his young daughter, Lily, who was named after my grandmother, Lillian. Second marriages are always really tough on the kids from the first marriage, because everything now is about the new. And the old, we don't want to hear about the old. We don't want to hear about memories. We only want to hear about today. So no pictures of the kids from the first family up on the walls. And hence the resistance to sit down with me and talk for video. But on this Saturday, with the new wife conveniently not at home that afternoon, I finally got him to sit down and tell his story. This is chapter 1 of what I assumed would be a multi-year, multi-chapter production. We talked about his early years in Indianapolis. Growing up in the 1930s and 40s, one of his favorite stories was the drugstore that would deliver 3 candy bars for a dime. Each brother got a candy bar, 3 Musketeers, Hershey bar, Clark bar, for 10 cents. And I don't think they had to worry about a tip. Way before Instacart, huh? After about an hour, the tape ran out. We took a break, went out to dinner, and returned home where he briefly fainted. He said it was no big deal, that he had asked his heart specialist, and the reply was, if only you could faint in our office, we would know how to respond. So not good stuff. I headed home the next morning, kind of worried, but I wasn't sure what to do. I went to work the next day and I happened to have a great interview with 2 of my all-time idols, Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. What a week, huh? They were appearing at a Twitter comedy festival and I got them to do some 2,000-year-old man shtick for me on camera. I returned home, I edited the video, I finished, I uploaded it, and I got a call from my dad's widow telling me that my father had just died sitting at the couch watching a basketball game at age 79. So morals. How lucky was I to have decided to drive up and capture what I did on video? And secondly, that as sad as this was, he didn't live to the COVID era and suffer like so many seniors are doing right now with breathing issues and the like. So remember, everyone, sit down with your parents, your kids, anybody you know, and get their stories down on tape as soon as possible. You could do it on your smartphone, do it on a camera, do it, whether it's audio or it's video, I don't care, just get their stories preserved. That's my story. It's hard to top that one as I went through the list of all of them. I think that's a good one. Christine, thanks for having me here on Story Smash.
Yay! That's amazing, Jeff. Thank you so much. But now hang on, because we have a few minutes. And I think what we should do is get a couple of tech questions here. Because Jeff will answer any tech question I have. I call him, I text him all the time, and I ask him things. So if anybody out there has a tech question, like right here, right now, I'm talking cameras, I'm talking platforms, whatever you need to know, Jefferson Graham is here to answer your question. Put it in the chat. Would you do that? If you have a question, just put it right there in the chat.
Speaking of tech, how about a hand for Christine's beautiful background? Tell everybody what you did, because it's really amazing. I feel like we're in a nightclub.
I'm at the improv. I didn't tell you. I'm at the improv lab. Yeah, they let me go in there and just take over, you know.
This is Christine's apartment. I've been there. I know what it looks like. It doesn't look like this.
And wait till you see for the game show, because I transformed this beautiful stage into a wacky game show set. So stick around for that, Jeff. All right, now listen.
Are you on a computer webcam or a real webcam?
This is a computer webcam.
Looks really good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, and you keep watching, Jeff. Give me any tips if you have any for me, please.
Tom wants to know a good set of lights to buy.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the rig light. And even before lighting, I would say switch from your webcam to your smartphone and look at how much better it looks. Now, what do you think of my image right now? I'm on an iPhone. I'm on an iPhone.
Oh, really?
I'm on an iPhone. Yeah, I'm on an iPhone. It's really easy. All you have to do is be sure to plug it into your computer. And there's a whole bunch of apps. I'm using something called NeuralCam. It's free. And wow, it's just so much better.
That's really interesting. But I mean, no, really, that's super interesting. But my problem is also like I'm recording this show to put up on YouTube later, and I have to do that on my computer. You know what I mean, Jeff?
A second iPhone. Everybody's got ones lying around. So I'm not shooting on this right now. I'm shooting on another one because I happen to have a bunch of. You could buy a cheap one for $100.
Jeff, you got so much tech going on, dude. I'm impressed. I really am. And don't forget, you guys, head over to his website and check out the photos. You will be blown away. He has more beautiful pictures of Manhattan Beach than I've ever seen in my life. And I know, Jeff, you're going to have a gallery down there soon. I know it. You will.
We hope. Okay.
I really think you will.
So.
All right, you guys. So last week, I've shared with you, this is our 17th show. Did I tell you that? Let's start there. This is our 17th show in a row. We've gone over 4 months now, and I've shared some very personal stories. I've shared some really intimate stories and some really exciting stories. But last week, I decided to switch it up a bit, and I decided to share my screen with you guys last week and show you some of the commercials that I've done in my life. Well, I had no idea I would get such a huge response. The video, it's up on YouTube, and it got like 400 hits within like a day, and it's still climbing. It's super funny. But the thing is,
can I just say something, Christine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I thought the commercials were fake. I thought you would stage them like SNL commercials, and you're telling me that they're real.
Jeff, I don't even know what to say to you, my friend. Every commercial is real. I've done over 100. So I got
tell everybody about the cat urine commercial that you say is real.
The cat urine commercial is real, Jeff. Everybody knows cat litter. This is not news. Point is this: I got such a good response from the first one. I thought I would share another one with you guys tonight that I just finished tonight. I just finished this video like 20 minutes ago, so it's not last week's, but I think it's really funny. And again, being a commercial actress is not easy. And I don't do it nearly as much as I used to because clearly I'm too old now. But back in the day, in my 30s, I was always referred to as a casual mom, pretty but average. And I say, thank God, I don't want to be pretty, for God's sakes. I just need to be average. And so by being average, I've done a lot of commercials and a lot of infomercials, which I know you guys know what those are. So I thought now I'll show you guys one more reel. This reel is called So You Want to Be a Commercial Actress Part 2. So first, I'm going to share my screen.
Welcome to Sunbeam Sleep Talk. On today's show, we have some innovative ideas to help you get cozy, get comfy, and sleep in perfect warmth. That's why I love the Pizza Fresh microwavable reheating tray, the amazing turbo cooker, the low-impact chair exerciser. It's the amazing pancake machine, the 12-inch big screen cleaner. It's the weekly pill sorter and organizer. It's the IdeaWorks cordless tire inflator. Hey, it's Christine, and today we're talking ice cubes. We have to head out. So I'm going to need Scott, and I'm going to need Becky because we've got a new project, and I want to give you guys each a tool, and you're going to need this when you go into the truck. Do you know what this is? No. It's a box cutter. Okay, it's okay. Hello? It's Grace. It's okay.
Brings Home Security protected this family, and they can help protect you.
You get a great deal with 10 settings. 10. It's what the internet should be. The cooling gel bed pad and 2 sizes of the cooling gel pad. I don't know about you guys, but I've always been a restless sleeper and a pillow flipper.
Marriage. You're never too far apart when you're still holding hands. From your neighbors, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Christine, what are you doing?
I bought this hand vac because I thought it would be good for small spaces, but it hardly has any power.
Yeah.
So then I bought this stick vac, and I thought this would be great, right, for under my furniture, but I can't get it under my furniture. I can't get it in my car, and then I can sort of
Careful.
get the furniture. Buying furniture is an emotional decision.
You take stuff back for any reason at all.
Wix will take it back. No questions asked. If I have to wait 8 years to get the $30,000, well, I'd rather take the $20,000 right now. Your smokes are made with sheet tobacco.
Sheet tobacco, what's that?
It's reprocessed tobacco made from scraps. Smokes have it. Winston's don't. It's 100% first cut tobacco. Got it. No sheet.
Let's lift it! There it is! There it is! There it is!
Whoa! Power vac has that much power. I am here with John Travolta. John, did you know that we got to see the movie the other day?
Awesome.
It is unbelievable.
Thank you.
It is a wonderful, wonderful movie.
Thank you.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see this back.
Okay, excellent. How's it looking?
All right, you guys. I hope you liked that. I hope somebody is smiling out there. Are you guys smiling? I hope you're smiling. It's just so ridiculous how many commercials I've done and how ridiculous those are. I got to tell you, the Mormon commercial, they flew me to Salt Lake City, and I was the only one in the spot that wasn't a Mormon. Yeah, I'm like the heathen. The husband, those were his kids. And I was like I was the outcast. I was the outlander who came in to play the wife. Then how about the Winston cigarettes commercial? The Winston cigarettes. There used to be commercials for cigarettes. That was one of my very first spots that I did like in 1996, I think it was. Let's see. Somebody's asking about, why did John Travolta walk away? It's a great question. I got the opportunity to interview John Travolta about his movie Ladder 49. And here's the coolest part about this. Okay, first of all, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and now I'm going to interview John Travolta. Number one, pretty cool. Number two, the interview, I kid you not, took place at 3 a.m. at the Sunset Gower Studios right here in Hollywood. It's only like 2 miles from my house, thank goodness, because like I said, the call time was 2 a.m. and we started shooting at 3 a.m. And you know why that is? Because John Travolta is a Scientologist, and L. Ron Hubbard, the leader of that cult, he always worked at night. And so John Travolta also kept those hours. He was extremely kind, by the way. John Travolta, amazing guy, fantastic. And he changed his shirt right in front of me. And that was kind of cool. I'll say that. Okay, what else? The pancake machine. Yeah, the pancake machine. Boy, that is handy. I got to tell you, if you don't know how to put spoon pancake mixture into a frying pan, well, there's this little thing that'll do that for you. Ridiculous. All right, who am I? Who was the actual wife of the Mormon? I don't know, but I think the real wife of the Mormon, she must have been pissed, or maybe she's not allowed to do camera work. I don't know. Susan says that sadly she remembers the Winston's commercial. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Super exciting. And somebody said, oh, the Brinks commercial. Yeah, the Brinks commercial was fun as well. And anyway, it goes on and on. And so that was part 2. And if you can believe it, I've got more material, and I'm going to have a part 3. So it never stops. Too funny. Somebody asked me, did I ever work with Ron Popeil? No, but Ron Popeil, he was that guy who did all the infomercials, and I have done a lot. I've done like Aerobed and Koblenz, the Power Vac. Did you ever work with, no, I never. Oh, look at that. Jefferson Graham wrote his book. Jefferson Graham wrote his book. That doesn't surprise me. Jeff does everything, man. Amazing. And yes, I met Gilbert Gottfried. Great guy. Amazing guy. On that spot for Wix Furniture, the other person on it was Charo. Charo was on it. Yeah, I worked with Charo. So it's all very exciting. Yeah, the Brinks commercial had a landline. That's exactly right. I didn't even think of that. That's right. I run over to the wall and I pick up the phone. That's funny. That's very funny. Anyway, you guys, lots of fun. Thanks again for watching me. God, my hair is a mess. Is anybody able to get their hair cut? Is this a COVID? This is like a COVID cut. What is happening? My guy is back, but he says he's so busy now. I can't get into the 20th. So. All right, that's that. Yes, I did make ice cubes. Thank you, whoever said that. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to keep pushing on with the show. I did want to let you know one more thing. Today, this week on Storyworthy, this week coming up on Tuesday, my guest is actress Cheyenne Hernandez, and she is the lead actress, and she plays the villain in the film The Tax Collector with Shia LaBeouf this summer. So you got to check out Cheyenne Hernandez on my show this Tuesday. I'll put the info in the chat. All right, you guys, this next guy coming up, I got to tell you, here are five reasons why I like this next talent. Number 5, he shares his oranges with me at open mics. Number 4, he's a sous chef. Yeah, exactly. Number 3, he's painfully honest. I mean, this guy couldn't lie if he tried to. Number two, he doesn't give up. The guy does not give up. He works so flippin' hard and he never stops trying. And the number one thing I love about this guy is he's from my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go Steelers! Put your hands together for the wonderful Mario Tonti. Mario!
I love all those commercials. I used to watch those for hours when I was a kid. I can't believe somebody brought up Ron Popeil. Like I wrote Ron Popeil down. I wanted to talk about him for a second, but like I used to sit up for hours just watching all his infomercials with the pasta maker. Like I remember being a kid and he made chocolate pasta. I was like, this is the greatest invention ever. And I would just watch them on a loop, like at 2 a.m. Anyway, John Travolta seems like kind of an asshole, huh? Just walking away like that. I want to tell you guys a story about another famous asshole. It's a story of survival. There was some survival talk at the beginning of this hour. His name is Suge Knight. I'm sure people have heard of him. If you haven't, good for you. He's not somebody that you want on your radar. Suge Knight. He started Death Row Records. Friends with all the famous rappers back in the early 90s. Tupac. He was with Tupac when he died. Like he's a known psychopath. Like scary guy. Exactly. I see you in the chat. Scary guy. Not someone that you want to fuck with. So about 6 years ago, I'm driving to work. I worked at Century City at the time. I don't know if anybody here knows that area. Not exactly the area you'd think to see Suge Knight at 8 o'clock in the morning. But I was driving to work and I stopped to get gas at the 76 gas station on Santa Monica in Beverly Glen. I don't know if anybody knows the area. Yeah, so I pull in, I'm about to pull out and I see this big guy from behind and I'm like, and it's like, when you see somebody who's famous, like you know that it's them. So like even from behind, it's like, that kind of looks like that person. So I'm like, that's Suge Knight, I think. So I wait for him to come out and I see him walking out of the door and it's Suge Knight. So he goes to start pumping gas. And I position I was like, I want to take a picture of Suge Knight, which is a bad idea. Don't ever do that. I would say if you ever see him, don't do that, but no one's going to see him anymore. He's in jail. But so I pull my car, I'm ready to pull out and I snap a picture of him. Can I share the picture? I have it on my computer. I want to share it. Is that okay? Where is it at? Here we go. Can you guys see that? I can't hear you. If you can see it, there you go. You are sharing screen. Yes, so Suge Knight, here he is. So I take this picture. Now it looks like he's done pumping gas. No, he just started to pump the gas, and as I snapped the picture, he immediately stopped pumping his gas. I imagine he's about to fill up that big SUV with, $50, $60, however much it costs, But he stopped pumping his gas 30 seconds in, hangs up the thing, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I go to pull out, and he gets in his car and proceeds to chase me around Century City at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've never had anything like that happen to me before, and especially with not somebody who as notoriously scary and psychotic as Suge Knight. But I'm like, oh, fuck, what do I do? So I don't know, Century City, you can go in a big circle. It's just a bit, so I'm trying to lose this guy. I ran a red light. He ran the red light as well. I ran a second red light, and this guy was chasing me around Century City for a good 15 minutes, 8 o'clock in the morning. Keep that in mind. What a psycho. But so at the time, also on the third red light that I ran, before I ran it, he went to go get out of his car to approach me in the middle of the street, I guess was his plan. I don't know. But so I at the time I was parking a mile away from work and just walking there. But on this day, I was like, I'm just going to pull into the garage at work and try to get away from him. So I pull into the garage, and it's like, also, why is this happening to me? Like, I'm from like a small town south of Pittsburgh. We have like a fucking Perry Como statue. Why is Suge Knight chasing me, dude? Like, get a fucking life, bro. So I pull into the garage and I flag the attendant. I'm like, open the gate, let me in. And he doesn't open it. So Suge Knight gets out of his truck. He comes up to my window. He's right up at my window, like 6 inches from me. I crack the window about an inch, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all that for a picture, man? I'm like, I didn't say this, but it's like, dude, I should be saying that to you. Like, you just chased me for 15 minutes at 8 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? So the guy finally opens the gate, and I speed in, and then I wait for a minute, and I go to pull back out to go park down the road. And as I'm pulling out, I'm like, flag the attendant down again. I'm like, you know who that was? And he was like, yeah, that was Suge Knight. Of course he knows that was Suge Knight. You know, who the fuck doesn't know this guy? So I'm like, yeah, he chased me for like 15 minutes around town. And he was like, yeah, he said he was just mad you didn't ask to take the picture. What a psycho. And then 4 months later, he actually killed a guy with his truck. Different truck, same guy. But yeah, he killed a guy with his truck, and they finally got this guy after how many years of him just like fucking with people. Like, and now he's every time, and it's like, then for the next 4 years he was in jail. It's like anytime his name was in a headline, it's like did you hear about Suge Knight? Yes, I heard, dude. Like, I heard 30 times already. Like, he's attached to me for life now. Every time I pass 76, I think of this guy, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed that his trial was so short. Like, I thought they would drag it on a little bit, like Hollywood style, but no, like, it was like open and shut, all done. Like, I wanted to go for at least a day, but like there was no trial, and I was kind of upset. I think they should have done it like the last episode of Seinfeld, when, you know, just everybody that Suge Knight's ever been an asshole to gets to come testify against this guy, like. And they'd be confused when they see me, because they'd be like, oh, no further questions, Vanilla Ice. Next witness. And then I get up there, and they're just like, who the fuck is this guy, dude? He's like, you took my picture, man. And it's just, I don't know. Suge Knight, Thug Life, Death Row Records. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Wow, Mario, dude, that's scary as hell. I don't think I know that. I don't know that story.
Me and my roommate tried to sell it to TMZ, and they didn't want it. We called them that day. We're like, Suge Knight did a video of him getting out of his car and picture, and they didn't take it.
And now, how long ago was this?
Probably a little over 6 years, maybe.
Yeah. When did you move to LA?
2012, April.
2012.
Yeah.
And what part of Pittsburgh are you from?
Cannonsburg.
Woo! They got that good candy down there, that Saras's, yeah?
Yeah, they got great heroin this time of year, too.
Mario.
Also, at the time, my friend, she worked at my roommate, she worked at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, and he would always go in there with Cat Williams. And so she she would see him in there too. And then like I kept posting the picture on Instagram, like hashtag Suge Knight, but he doesn't have any social media. And then like 2 days later, his wife found me on Instagram through the hashtag and was like threatening me and like telling me to take the picture down and like, you'll get what's coming to you. Like, yeah.
Mario, that's crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah. Well, okay. So lesson learned, you're not taking any pictures of celebrities anymore. Is that true?
No more psychos, at least.
I think that's smart. All right, you guys, we have one more fantastic storyteller coming up tonight. And she, by the way, this next talent, she was on Storyworthy just this week. She's still on Storyworthy this week, obviously. You guys, please check out her story. It's all about her going to Camp Tri-Woody as a child. It's so funny. Maybe she's telling that story now. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, you guys, she's an amazing talent, and she's like a comedic gem. She really is. She's been on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and The Late Show with David Letterman. And she is just a really, really special person. She also has a comedy special called Taller on TV. You guys have got to follow the amazing, the very talented. Put your hands together for Wendy Liebman. Wendy.
Hey, Christine. Thank you so much for having me on. And yes, it was so hot today in California. Our grass smoked itself. And I would give you a kidney, Christine. I would give you one of my kidneys. You know, anything to lose weight. So I'm not really a storyteller, so I thought I would give you I have like a story, but it's only 1.5 minutes long. So I'll tell you a few other things leading up to it. And before I do that, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself in case you don't know me. I have a black belt in my closet. I am dyslexic, and I am tactlose intolerant. The older I get, the more I like antiques. Sometimes I procrastinate. Yeah, like I just did the ice bucket challenge. I can tell when a man is undressing me with his hands. I once saw a dog in Beverly Hills wearing those Crest white strips. And I am a very deep sleeper. One time I actually slept through college. So the story I'm going to tell you about is about my childhood. I had a wonderful childhood. My mother asked me to tell you. This is like grown-up show and tell. That was me. I'm the littlest one, and we were in Long Island, New York, a very suburban town, and I loved talking on the phone. And I was the youngest, so I always got hand-me-downs and secondhand smoke. And I never got the good stuff. Yes, another landline. I never got like Barbie and Ken and their dream house. I had the knockoff one. I had Tammy, and she lived alone with her mother, and her car was in the shop. But here's another landline phone. There is my landline phone. It wasn't connected to anything. And that was my sister and I had a lemonade stand with a 2-drink minimum. On the street that I grew up on, 3 girls died just coincidentally. Yeah, it was, yeah. I don't know why I'm telling you about that. But anyway, here was my childhood boyfriend, Jeffrey, until another 3-year-old told me I couldn't marry him because she said blacks and whites didn't mix. I know. Who taught her that? But we were always doing plays in our basement. And this was me. I was Rumpelstiltskin. This was my sister. She was the princess, of course. And this was Emily, who lived down the street. And I was 3. My sister was 5. And Emily was 6. And now Emily runs a film distribution company called Zeitgeist. So I was always trying to be funny. This was the first time I got dressed up because I wanted to make people laugh after Thanksgiving dinner. And I remember putting my sock on a little bit lower, thinking that asymmetry was hilarious. Here I am. I have a point to this. Here I am trying to make this woman laugh. I was playing a Jewish mother, and that was in our basement. And here I am looking very stylish. I thought I was very stylish. Okay, so here's the story. I was this age. That was the age I was when the story happened. This guy, you can't see his face. He owns a company now called Rooms to Go. And anyway, this is the age where I was. So my sister, because I was the youngest, my sister very rarely let me play with them. And I was always kind of depressed that I had to play with my Tammy doll. But one time, Emily, who was a year older than my sister, invited me to play with the big girls. So we went into her basement, and my sister was there too. We went into her basement, and I just felt like the shit because I was with the big girls. So I remember we were playing Duck, Duck, Goose, and we're all sitting in a circle. And I remember having to pee. And I didn't want to get up. I just didn't want to get up because I didn't want to lose my place at the big girl table. So I remember my thought process. And that was, well, these Danskins will hold in the pee. I was wearing red Danskins. So I remember actually thinking, I'm going to pee and it's going to go down the leg of my pants and it's going to collect at the bottom. And it's going to, yeah, that's what I thought. So I peed. And when I got up to chase somebody, because I was goosed, Emily's mother came over to me and she said, "I'm sorry, dear. I think you had a little accident." And I'm like 4 years old. And I said, "No, your pipes are leaking." I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself, but I just didn't want to fess up. Anyway, you know, now the age difference means nothing. Emily and I are really good friends, and I do have to go pee right now, though. That's my story. Thank you so much for having me on, Christine. Are you there?
I'm here. Yay. Wendy Liebman. I love those pictures so much. And I've got to send you this one of myself, the same little on the side, the Brett right there. Right there. I got that same look going on.
I know. Here, this is the one. I didn't show that one.
Wait.
So these were the twins.
Right.
And then that was me with the little beret.
It's so cute. Isn't it funny how everybody knew like a set of twins? Like they were always like the, you know, like, woo, like it was such a deal. Like that was as crazy as it got in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as if you were a twin.
I'm sorry, my tongue is all yellow. I've been drinking chai tea and it has turmeric in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I know that it's called turmeric, right? Turmeric. It's like a yellow spice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it stained your mouth, really?
It did.
Well, you're not going to get a commercial in a toothpaste commercial like that, Wendy.
Do you remember Pearl Drops toothpaste?
Yeah.
That's how old I am. I'm so old. I remember smoking on a plane for free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you know, I was a flight attendant. I was a flight attendant for 7 years, and it was smoking when I flew. And so our announcements would be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached 10,000 feet. If you are sitting in rows 1 through 3 or 18 through 20, you may now begin to smoke." If you're in
I
row
know.
6 to 17, you're screwed.
They have the little curtain.
Yeah. Well,
keep
yeah,
the
but it would
smoke
be
out.
like in the cabin. It would be like 5 rows of smoking, and then made no sense whatsoever. But I tell people this: if you ever want to know an old airplane, if you want to know if you're flying on an old plane, you look in the armrest, and if you see that
Right.
ashtray, that's an old airplane.
I know, ashtrays and phone booths, really.
Also,
Not on the plane.
yeah, if you're on the plane and you look up and there's the flight attendant call button is a girl who's wearing like a cartoon skirt, like that triangle skirt, that's an old plane. All right, you guys. So listen, this has been so much fun. I really appreciate everybody sharing part of your Sunday evening with us. Now, we've got about 7 minutes before we're going to start Story Smash. So I'm going to wrap this show up. Then I'm going to show you guys that special video from last week. Yeah, it's 2 minutes as well. 2 minutes. And then Blank Apache is here, and he's going to start Story Smash for us. It's so fun. If you guys want to play Story Smash, just stick around, raise your hand. I'll make sure you're on the show. But right now, before we move on, I want to give a big thank you. Open it back up, Wendy. I want to give a big thank you to everybody. Rachel D., thank you so much. Amazing. Amazing. And bless you. Jefferson Graham, thanks, friend. And thanks for the fabulous photography. And Mario Tonti, woo, pumping iron. Go Steelers. And again, Wendy Liebman, thank you so much. That was fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Christine Blackburn saying we'll see you guys next Sunday. Good night.
I place my own bets and I make my own deals. So if you're following me, you better make clear, yeah. If you're looking for heaven, baby, the line points to the rear, and you can follow me, follow me. I'll take you down to the river. Follow me, follow me. I'll keep you silent.
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy Podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at storyworthypodcast.com.